Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl NY Charm. If I tell you my real name, I have to kill you. Just kidding. Yeah, so I see this video on TikTok, and being in the times that we are now, I wanna react to it. I think it's an old video, I'm not sure, I didn't check the date, but we're gonna react to this Jubilee video. Jubilee is like a channel where they atheists versus God, or whites versus blacks, or ethnicities versus cultures, etc. Like, they do a bunch of surveys and give real people's opinions on how they feel on certain topics. So I think this one is about, like, can white people have a culture, or is being white a culture, something like that. So we're gonna get into that real quick. Right, let's go.
A weird holiday to be dressing up as anybody else's culture.
You can say the same thing about any costume. Are you going to tell a 6-year-old girl that she can't dress up like a pirate because she doesn't know the history of pirates? Like,
Well, that's very different.
what?
Oh, that was interesting. But Halloween is an American culture, so why wouldn't you want to dress up like something? But I can see where she's coming from.
White people have culture. 3, 2, 1.
We're all
Interesting.
technically white. If you're from England, if you're from Australia, if you're from wherever, South Africa, you know, we all have these crazy places we come from, and these people are around, and we get those ideas from those people. But that doesn't mean us as a whole have no culture.
But as a white person, it's not really a culture. You can have culture, like I'm hella Irish, obviously, and that's a culture. But that just being white is not it's not a culture. I can't relate to you just because you're white.
Who, and just put down below in the comments, who agrees that just because you're white you don't have a culture? I think you can't. See, that's the thing though, like, we can, as black people, we have a culture, but as white people, I don't know what is, like, I'm not racist, but I'm like, what is white culture like? And that white culture is built upon oppressing others. That makes any sense? KKK, you know, all that other stuff. I mean, not saying all, like how do you define white culture? What is white culture? Pop culture, or like things like that? I don't know. It's touchy, confusing question, I guess. But what do you guys think? Can white people have a culture?
I think you could say that for any ethnicity, though. If we were all black, could I relate to you guys just because of the color of our skin?
Yes, because they go through very similar experiences. Like, they'll get discriminated against, and you're not getting discriminated against because of your skin color. They can both relate to that.
I also feel like with culture, we branch out, we try different things, we want to do different things, so maybe we've lost a little bit of our culture.
Maybe we're creating a new culture.
There you go.
I will see your word. 3, 2, 1.
I don't know what that is.
We can explain it.
Okay, I'll stay here then.
Reverse racism is like someone being racist against you because you are white. Like, do you believe that someone can be racist against a white person?
I think everybody can potentially be racist for whatever reasons. And racist is, I don't know, I would like to say hate in some instances. Like, not saying I am, but I can personally hate white people because of this and the third. I can hate Asians, etc. So I think everybody can potentially be racist. But in the same token, there's a notion that black people cannot be racist because we were oppressed by the white people, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. Somebody help me out in the comments. I think you guys know what I was trying to say.
I grew up where it was completely like Hispanic culture. I was constantly made fun of because I was white. Oh, white people can't dance. White people look stupid, whatever.
They shouldn't say white people can't dance,
But
they can't dance.
No,
But aren't those stereotypes versus racism?
Like, being honest though, like they would say those mean things to me and more hurtful things than that. It's like a hard pill to swallow because if I turned around and said black people can't dance, I'd get hell for that. But then if someone says the
kind of
same word
did.
to me, it's somehow okay. Because
You have to look at the difference of it though. And I relate to you. I grew up with all Latino or black friends. I had very few white friends. And yeah, I got made fun of for being like the white girl. I was gringa. And I didn't take offense to it because the huge part about racism is that there's hate and oppression behind it. And as a white person in America, I do not feel oppressed.
And I definitely think that we should take the log out of our own eyes before worrying about the sawdust in other people's. Like, I totally agree with that, but there is sawdust, so that's kind of what I'm saying.
For me, I feel like anything we do can come out racist to any other type of race. But at the same time, if they say something mean or racist to us that we feel is racist, it kind of gets brushed off.
When I think of the word racism, I think more towards oppression, so that's why I'm in the disagree. Like, I'll deal with someone just being mean to me, but whatever.
Focusing on race divides us. 3, 2, 1.
I think it's important to focus on race in order to bring us together. There is a race issue in America, and if we just avoid it altogether and pretend like it's not happening, nothing's going to change, in my opinion.
I kind of was thinking about the question differently because if all I'm thinking about when I meet someone is, oh, I'm white and she's not white and I'm white and she's not white, like, that for me, that's like what focusing on race is.
Yeah, we're never going to be happy unless we just like all work together, just like treat each other like each other. You know, like there is no race.
Yeah, and that sounds great, but it's like we're not there. We're not there. I feel like people who have that perspective might also say like, oh, I don't see color, or try to have that attitude. I don't think that helps anybody. I think we need to to respect each other's backgrounds, and like that is only gonna happen if we do see color. We do like appreciate everybody's differences.
I like him.
Appropriation is real. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I think cultural appropriation is very real. You see all the time, like Coachella, we're in LA, and you see people in the Native American headdresses without knowing how important that is to Native people.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a difference between respecting the culture and completely disrespecting the culture. But then also, if you want to dress up on Halloween like a geisha because you like the costume, you think it's a beautiful costume, that I wouldn't say is...
I wouldn't do that. I think if you're going to go and dress up as a geisha without knowing the importance of it and just being like, well, this is cute, like I'm going to put this on. And also, even if you did know the importance and you're like, I don't know, Halloween is just like a weird holiday to be dressing up as anybody else's culture.
You can say the same thing about any costume. Are you going to tell a 6-year-old girl that she can't dress up like a pirate because she doesn't know the history of pirates? Like,
that's very different.
So it's just like...
That's very different. Those are children.
I think it's a lot about intention because I think wearing that thing at Coachella, like I feel like I would see that as that person mocking someone.
Well, even if they don't intentionally mean it, it's still offensive.
You've got a point. I agree. If you're gonna put it in your music and you want everybody to buy your music,
the only reason I'm at...
If you're gonna put the N-word in your music, and not for nothing, a lot of Caucasians or white people like to listen to rap music per se. Like just from off of TikTok, you could just tell the culture on there. It's like, So if you're gonna put it in your music, expect them to say it. It's in the music. So you're supposed to skip over the words to enjoy the song. It doesn't make any sense. Either stop putting in the music or... because white people are buying the music as well, just as much as black people or whatever race or culture. So I agree with this question, but it also depends on intent. The intent behind it, the context in which they're saying it. If they're not saying it in a way of oppression or nigger or ER or like, you know what I'm saying, then I think it should be fine. Like, and then that allows them, whether they're appropriating it or not, that allows them to get to not know our culture per se, but feel a part. And I think that'll help them. Well, you can never relate to oppression or like our culture, but you know, maybe it'll help in some instances as far as racism through music. Music cures a lot, I believe.
Somewhat disagree is because a lot of my favorite rappers use it frequently. Like if I'm listening to my favorite Childish Gambino song, which drops it like 100 times,
Right. I know. So
you know that
the car, it's like
it's like I'm not sitting there thinking all these horrible things about black people, and I'm like, it's just in the song, and when I'm singing, it comes out.
There's like two different forms of the word. There ends with an ER and with an A. And like with my friends, they're like, oh, you can say it with an A, like that won't hurt my feelings.
That's what people told me.
But also, like, even when I'm in the car by myself, like, I still feel like it's not my place. Maybe I'll, like, whisper it, like, with an A at the end, you know, like, if I'm by myself, but, like, out of the respect for other people, I just think it's more appropriate not to say it at all.
Do you guys think rappers should stop putting it in their songs?
I feel like if they're African
If you think
American,
it's wrong, though, why?
I don't think it's wrong because the history of the N-word slave owners would call black people as the N-word with the hard R at the end. If black people want to take that word and claim it as their own and claim that painful history and like be like, F you, like I'm going to claim this word, I think they should be allowed to do that. I don't think as a white person I have that right to take a word that was derogatory towards them. They should 100% have the right to do that.
But do you think it's okay for a white person to sing the song?
Dude, that's where we're like all on the fence. It's like I feel like
It's a word used as like my friend basically, and like just like she said, if they want to take that back from its horrible origins, then I'm totally fine with that. But as a white person, you can't say that word without feeling a certain way.
Yeah,
So
but I have a
that's why
question.
I don't.
If they didn't put it in their songs, you wouldn't say it, right?
No, yeah.
So are they causing people to say that word more often? Because she wouldn't say it if
It's
it
not
wasn't.
white people's place to tell them what they can and cannot use. So.
That's a lot of good points.
3, 2, 1.
I wonder if they all gonna strongly agree.
It's so sad to say because I never say it out loud, but it's the truth. Is like getting pulled over by the police. I always feel like I have a little bit of a one-up because I'm white, because I'm a woman, and I feel so bad that that's the truth. But this is a real thing, and it's unfortunate.
for me as an individual, I feel like I'm not privileged. Sure, like white people background came from like being higher up on the scale, but I've gone through really hard things before. You know, I don't feel like I'm superior over other people. So as an individual, I don't feel like I'm privileged.
I think privileged, I guess I don't really think that I'm above other people.
Yeah, I think privilege is on point of views, like, because there are a lot of white people also who's in poverty, and was it poverty? I don't know if that's the word. That's sad. Please forgive me. But so yeah, I think it's on perspective. Like the young lady said, like she doesn't individually feel like she's privileged, even though in our idea of privilege is if we go for the same job, they're probably more than likely to give it to you. If we both get pulled over for a traffic stop or a traffic ticket, you're more than likely to be able to get away and not pulled out of your car. I think when I hear privilege, that's the stuff that I'm thinking about. But I can understand her point, but well, when I hear privilege, I think of everything that we're excluded from just because of the color of our skin. That makes any sense.
I just think that naturally I'm treated differently.
Yeah, it's like perception. It's just perceptions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see?
I think that's a huge misconception. I have privilege that I didn't ask for. It's just society sees me as like the standard for whatever reason, and because of that, I get treated differently. And white privilege, you know, like you said, it's not about what you've gone through or what you experience. It's 100% how the world sees me.
I am proud to be white. 3, 2,
What?
Yeah. Can there be a middle?
Alright.
Wow.
Oh my God!
5.
See, that's, I mean, wow, like that's crazy. I expected them to go to strongly agree or agree, just because you should be proud of who you are, period. And like one of the ladies, if she believed that, you know, if white people have a culture, then she should be on strongly agree, because then you should be proud to be white. But I guess because of the history behind being white, I guess everybody disagrees. I don't know. So in them disagreeing, put in the comments, in them disagreeing, does that prove that white people don't have a culture? Like, because why wouldn't you want to be white? Like, if white people have a culture, you should be proud to be white. Why are you disagreeing on actually being white? Like, if that makes any sense.
I almost went there too. It's like
I think
so
like
hard.
guiltily, like I'm like happy that I'm not oppressed, but I'm not proud of like things people have done in the past.
When I think of being proud of something, I think of something I worked for, or that I had to get. I
like
had to
this
do
guy.
nothing to
His
be white.
mind is
Absolutely nothing, and
so
nothing
open.
was taken from me because I was white.
It's like saying I'm a proud white person is a completely different saying than saying I'm a proud black person. Because when you hear I'm a proud black person, I think empowerment, I think strength, I think courage, I think, you know, all these amazing things
like
the black
that.
community has done and accomplished throughout the years. But then when you say I'm a proud white person, already there's so much like hate involved in that.
The thing about that is like how you said, someone who says I'm proud to be black, that's empowerment. Why aren't I allowed to be proud to be white? What makes it wrong?
Yeah, what are you proud of? Just your skin color? Because yes, that is wrong.
So you're saying I can't be proud to be white because I don't have a culture?
No, that's not what I'm saying. When white people say they're proud to be white, a lot of times, at least in my opinion, they're talking about their skin color, that they're not a different race. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
But as like we were talking about, as a proud black person, they've been oppressed. That a lot of their culture was stolen from them. And a lot of the reasons that I don't like proud to be white is because it has the Nazis used it. The KKK used it. I don't want to be associated with any of those things. So I'm just gonna completely stay away from that.
Sure, I'm not proud of like what my culture's done, but at the same time, like I would not want to be anything else. If I had to choose another race, I don't know what I would be. I'm okay with where I am, even though I'm getting backlash about being white.
Yeah, I don't think she's racist, but she just has. I just think she's an individual as a whole. She has her own mind.
Hey guys, this is John.
And I'm Erin.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of
And
Spectrum.
Jubilee has
We hope you enjoyed this
I like that they have a
discussion. Let us know what you
diverse
thought in the comments below.
staff. I guess
And
you
if
can
you'd like
say.
to watch more of our videos, click here to subscribe.
And we'll see you next time.
That was a good video. That was definitely a good video. Race is very touchy, and this was eye-opening. Nobody came up like as racist, and everybody recognized the black oppression. So this was a good video. Just leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about it. Peace.